Another pet peeve of ours, mine in particular as a speaker designer, is two-way loudspeakers where you have a woofer and a tweeter and tipped on their sides. The classic way that an NS10 is set up, a Yamaha NS10. For those of you who know what that is, that most people do. What happens is we have to blend the sound of the tweeter and the woofer, right? So at the crossover point where that blend is happening, those frequencies are in the area around them, because you don't have like an infinite slope crossover filter in there, but there's a range of sounds around the crossover point, range of frequencies around the crossover point, where the woofer and the tweeter are both producing the same set of frequencies until it's fully handed off to the woofer as you go down, or fully handed off to the tweeter as you go up in frequency. And what the loudspeaker designer has to do is, as I said earlier, find a point out in space. Usually that's 2 or 3 meters away from the speaker, directly on axis with the tweeter. And he's going to design to optimize those internal filters that cross over for the loudspeaker for that point in space. Now, as long as the distance between the woofer and the tweeter and your ear here stays the same, you'll get the intended frequency response. But if you lay the speaker on its side, the way we have it shown here, then the displacement between you and the woofer and the tweeter changes as you move horizontally, right, across your workspace. And this will cause that kind of phasing effect through the crossover region of your loudspeaker, and every position that you're in will give you a different response from that loudspeaker, because the phase alignment of the woofer and the tweeter will be different for different distances, which equate to different path lengths, and it all comes back to the phase of the frequencies between the woofer and the tweeter at the crossover frequency, in the range of the crossover frequencies. So, at the end of the day, please remember not to put your two-way speakers on their side.
It's not designed for that.
That is the takeaway here.
Yep.